Hello students, next let us look at the third property. The third property is scaling property, the time shifting property. So the third property that we are going to discuss is time shifting property. Time shifting property. What is the time shifting property says? Okay, the time shifting property basically says that if you are having f of t whose Laplace transform is capital F of s, then if you would shift that function with respect to time, that means if you are going to replace t by t minus a, then what will happen in the other side is that you will have f of s as such, but you will have to multiply a function of e raised to power minus as. Okay, that is the time shifting property. So you will understand this much better by looking at first trying to understand what is the meaning of time shift, and then we'll look at some of the examples. Now let me draw an example. Okay, so in the time axis, if I'm going to draw the positive and the negative side, and then we are going to, let's say, we have seen many signals. Let us say that we are going to draw the let us draw the unit step function, but now we are going to draw it not from 0, but we are going to draw it little bit this side. Okay, little bit in the right side. So what I say is that the time has the function has been shifted. Okay, the function has been shifted in time. Okay, so let me draw what originally the signal would have looked like. Originally the signal would have looked something like this, that we are having a function in time, and u of t, if I am going to write, u of t would have looked something like this, that you are having it at 0, the signal. Okay, at 0. But here at 0, it's not changing, but it is changing at, let's say, some other time, let's say 2. Okay, so we are having, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, like that time period is there. Then here it is -1, -2. See, when a signal is going to occur at 0, it means it is occurring now. Okay, so it is now. It is occurring now. That is 0. T is equal to 0 means now, right now. If the signal is delayed, or if the signal becomes early, then we can basically shift this. That means if we shift this whole signal, if we shift it in this direction, then we say that it is delayed. And if we shift it in this direction, we say that it is advanced in time. Advanced in time. See, how do you say that it is advanced in time, or it is, this delayed? For understanding that, let me draw here. So this is now, and this is 1, 2, 3. Let this be -1, -2, -3. So this is 0 second, then comes 1 second, then come 2 second, then come 3 second. So this is happening at a later time. This is all happening at a later time. After 0 second comes 1, after 1 second comes 2, after 2 second comes 3, then 4, then 5. So as time is progressing, it is moving in this direction. Okay, as time is progressing, we are moving in this direction. So if you have something that occurs at, let's say, at 0, but instead of occurring at 0, if you take it back and make it occur at a later time 2, it means that you are making it to occur at a late time or at a delayed time. Okay, So when we say that we have shifted a signal back, so this is basically what we have shifted u from t is equal to 0 to a time which is 2 delayed. So that's why this minus sign is because we have delayed it by 2. So if you go in the right direction, if you shift it in right, if you shift in right direction, we have to put minus, and if you shift it in this direction, you have to put as. If you shift left, you have to put it as plus direction. So if I am having a signal f of t, which was, if I am suppose drawing a signal f of t which looks something like this, suppose it looks something like this. Okay, suppose it is looking something like this. So this is the signal. Okay, it looks like a rather odd shape, but let it be that I am having this signal. So this was occurring at 0, this is at 1, this is at 2, this is at 3, and this is at -1, and this is at -2. So if I have to delay this signal further, then let me draw it using a different color, and let me first rub out this one. Okay, so if I am going to delay this signal, or let's say if I am going to draw this signal again, but now I am going to draw it with a different color. Let me draw it. So I am having the 0 at the same this thing, but now instead of drawing the signal at say -1, I am drawing that signal at 0. So it is, you can see what I have done here is, so this is now -1, and this is now going to be 2, and from 2 it is going to go up, then it is going to come here, which is 3, and then it is going like this, and then it is coming like this, this is 4. So what do you see? This whole signal, I have taken and I have shifted it this direction. Shifted in which direction? Shifted in right direction. So if this is ft, then this is basically shifted in the right direction by a time period of 1. So I will say that it is delayed by 1. So I will write this is f of t minus 1. I will write this as f of t minus 1. Now suppose I draw it in another way. Okay, let me draw it in another way. Let me draw it again using, so I am drawing the 0 axis where it was originally 0. Okay, I have always tried to maintain, you see this, I am always trying to maintain the 0 at the same point. Okay, I am trying to maintain 0 at the same point. Okay, so now I am having 0 here, and now suppose if I am going to draw the signal which looks something like, let me use another color. So if suppose I am going to draw the signal like this. Okay, so here it is like this, here it comes, it goes down, this is 1, this is 0, then this is -1, and here it comes down, and then it goes to -2, and then it comes to -3. Okay, this is -2, -3, at -3 it goes up, and then it comes down at -4. So now if I am going to look at this signal is this original signal, but now it is shifted in which direction? It is shifted in the left direction. And by how much it has been shifted? Just look at this point. This point which occurred at 2 is now occurring at what point? It is now occurring at -4. So what I have done is, I have taken f of t and I have advanced it by 2. Why? Because I shifted this whole signal, I have taken and I have shifted it by 2 units, 2 seconds I can say. So by 2 values I have shifted it this side. So what I can say here is that this is basically f of t plus 2. So if I am going to take this signal in this side, that means in the left side, I will use positive sign here. So this is t plus 2. And if I am going to take it in this direction, then I will use a negative sign here, and that is this one. Okay, so this time shifting, you have to be very clear. You have to be very clear in your head, because you know you should be able to write equations. We will come to that section, but right now I have explained you this. Okay, so let me rub this one totally, and then we will continue with our property. Okay, so what does it say? That if you are having, what does this property say? This property says that if you are having any function f of t whose Laplace transform by f of s, if you are going to have a time shifted function, that is f of t minus a or plus a. Okay, so I should write here minus a plus a. Okay, why I am writing plus a also? Because it can be a negative time shift or it can be a positive time shift. If it is positive, then if it is negative, it is negative. It is positive, it is positive. So negative, negative, and positive, positive. If I would have written it like this, negative, positive, I would have written here as positive, negative. It means negative will become positive and positive will become negative. But here, if it is negative, it is negative, and if it is positive, it is positive. Okay, so this is the time shifting property. Okay, based on this, we can do certain problems, and let us see one of the examples. Okay, so first I have to write this particular, I will write this particular property in the page which I am having. Okay, so let me say that, let me first rub this. Okay, and then let us go to this one. Yeah, property. Okay, so I will write the third property is time shifting property. Time shifting property. Time shifting property. Okay, so time shifting property is basically, what am I having? So let me use the same color. Okay, if I am having f of t plus minus a, then the Laplace transform of that will be, for plus it is going to be e raised to power plus a, and for minus it is going to be minus a s f of s. Okay, so this is the time shifting property. Based on that, let us look at some problems. For example, let me look at an example. Find Laplace transform of cos 5t minus 10. 5t minus 10. So I want to find that. Okay. Now, generally we have seen cos omega t, but now it is omega t minus 10. Like it has come like this. So how to write this one properly? See, I can write this one as cos. I will take 5 commonly outside, so I will get t minus 2. See, I have taken 5 commonly outside. So I can imagine it like this, that first there will be some cos phi t, and then I make a change in that. I write it as cos 5, and now t I am going to put a bracket and say that this is t minus 2. Okay, so from coming from here to here, what I have done? I have done time shifting. I have done time shifting. I have done time shifting. Okay, so see, this I got changed to this one, and that got changed. So that I have written it as step, that first I will get cos phi t, and why I have written it like this? Because I know that cos phi t, the Laplace transform is, what is cos? Cos is the Laplace transform of cos omega t is s divided by s square plus Omega square. What is omega here? 5. So it is 25. 5 square is 25. Now if I am going to apply time shifting, so see what have happened. Instead of t, I am writing t minus 2. I am writing t minus 2. So the Laplace transform of that will be, according to this particular formula, the Laplace transform of that will be, since it is minus, e raised to power minus 2s into s divided by s square plus 25. See, where people make a mistake is, here where people make a mistake is, they will consider that, okay, I am having cos phi t, whose Laplace transform I can find out. Then I will make a time shift of cos phi t minus 10. And then they will do e raised to power minus 10s into whatever is the answer we have got here. But that is wrong. Why is it wrong? Because when you are doing time shifting, this is basically phi t minus 10. It is not t minus 10. So if it has to be t minus 10, phi should be taken out as common. And that is what we have done here. Always you have to take care of that. Otherwise, always people make mistakes in this case. So what is first coming? First it is cos phi t, and then you do a time shift of shifting in t. So only t is taken and you do a time shift in that, and you get the answer as this. Okay, let us do another problem. Okay, the question is, find the Laplace transform of t minus 1 cube. Okay, t minus 1 cube. So for solving this, first we will find out t. Okay, we know that t cube, what is going to be the Laplace transform. Okay, we can find out that. Then we will do something that is called as time shifting. Okay, so time shifting. So when I do time shifting, I just cannot write t cube minus 1. No, I have to do only time shifting for t. So I will write t minus 1 the whole cube. So what I have done, I have taken t and I have just shifted that by minus 1. Okay, so then I can find out its answer. So how do it come? So how does it come? So t cube, we all know that, we generally have the formula. Let me take that formula. The formula is, yes, t raised to power n is n factorial divided by s raised to n plus 1. So I will use that same concept. So let me use a different color pen. Okay. So t raised to power 3, I will write 3 factorial divided by s raised to power n plus 1. So 3 plus 1, which is basically 3 factorial is 1 into 2 into 3 divided by s raised to power 4, which is 6 by s raised to power 4. Correct? 6 by s raised to power 4. Okay, in that case, after applying time shifting with minus 1, all I have to do is I will write this 6 divided by s raised to power 4 for this t cube, and then I will multiply it with e raised to power minus 1s, e raised to power minus 1s. That's all. So we have directly got the answer. So like that for each and every, now there is a one question that people will ask. So okay, it is okay to write like this, but how do we write it in a proper format? No, we cannot draw like this and write. Yeah. So let me show how you have to write that when you write that in as an answer. Okay. So let me use a different color. Okay. We know that Laplace transform of t t raised to power n is equal to n factorial divided by s raised to power n plus 1. Therefore, t cube will have a Laplace transform of 3 factorial divided by s raised to power 3 plus 1, which is equal to 6 divided by s raised to power 4. Using time shifting property, using time shifting property. Now, when you write this, that using time shifting property, you should always mention what is the property. What is the property? The property is that f of t plus minus a Laplace transform is e raised to power plus minus as f of s. Now, why am I writing you? Why am I asking you to write this? Because all these steps contain marks. I'll tell you in the end. Okay. So now we'll continue from here. Using time shift properly, I will get t raised to power t minus 1 the whole cube. The Laplace transform will be e raised to power minus 1s into 6 divided by s raised to power 4. So why did I ask you to write this? Because see, if suppose this is for 3 marks. If this is for 3 marks, the first thing that they will look is whether you have got this one correct. So that is for 1 mark. Then have you mentioned the time, the property that you are using? So here we have used this property. So what is the property? For writing that, you will get another 1 mark. And then the final answer will have another 1 mark. So what happens is, in the university, when they correct the paper, they basically look like whether the steps are there. So if you are not writing this property and explaining what is the property, you will lose 1 mark. So even though your answer is correct, you may lose 1 mark. So take care that you don't do that like that. Okay. Same case here also. I will take care. Here also I will write not in this format. I will write it in a different format. Okay. So let me write this one also properly. So you are also able to write this one properly. So here I will write it as so we know cos omega t is the Laplace transform is basically s divided by s square plus omega square. Therefore, cos phi t will have a Laplace transform of s divided by s square plus 25. Next, we write that using the time shifting property, and we write the property, and then we say that cos phi within bracket t minus 2, okay, that will come as this form. So here whatever that I have achieved, okay, then the Laplace transform of that, which I will do by looking at this one. So here I am time shifting by minus 2, so it will come as e raised to power minus 2s into whatever we have found out here. Okay, so this is how we will have to write when we solve the problem. Okay, so this was our time shifting property. Next, let us go into the other property that we are having after this. The fourth property that we are going to look is the frequency shifting property. Okay, that is the frequency shifting property. So I will write frequency shifting, frequency shifting property. What does frequency shifting property says? It says that if you are having a function f of t whose Laplace transform is f of s, then if it is a reverse form, if you are having f of t multiplied with a function e raised to power minus at, then all you have to do in the right hand side is, okay, so then if you have multiplied e raised to power minus at with f of t, all you have to do in the right hand side is, instead of s, write it as s plus a. So if it is minus, it is plus here, okay, and if it is plus, that will be a minus here. So see, I have written for minus it is going to be plus, and for plus it is going to be minus. That is what I have written here. Okay, so this is the property. This is the simple property. So why do I call it frequency shifting? Because I told you that in Laplace this is the time domain. So this is the time domain. So now let us look at some of the examples. Okay, so suppose there is an example. Let's write, find the Laplace transform of, e raised to power minus 3t t raised to power 4. Okay, see, now we are having a function which is basically a multiple. Okay, see, most of the people make this mistake of thinking that if you are having two functions f1 of t multiplied with f2 of t, then all you have to do is to take the Laplace transform as f1 of s multiplied with f2 of s. Everybody thinks that this is correct. No, this is totally wrong. This is totally wrong. You cannot basically do this. But yes, if there would have been plus, yes, this is possible, both side plus. But multiplication, division, it is not at all possible. Okay, now based on that, here we will find that it is actually multiplication of two functions. One of the function is this one, e raised to power minus 3t, and the other function is t raised to power 4. And people try to find the Laplace transform of this one, which comes out to be 1 divided by s plus 3, and then this one they find out, and then they do the multiplication, and that is totally wrong. Okay, for this one we have to use the frequency shifting property. How do we do it? So basically we will write the answer as, we know that t raised to power n, the Laplace transform is n factorial divided by s raised to power n plus 1. Therefore, t raised to power 4 is going to be 4 factorial divided by s raised to power 5. 4 factorial is 1 into 2 into 3 into 4, which comes out to be 24 divided by s raised to power 5. Now with this, using frequency shifting property, what is the property? What is the frequency shifting property? Frequency shifting property, we have studied it. It's e raised to power minus plus a of t f of t. That means you multiply e raised to power minus a of t with f of t. The Laplace transform will be whatever is the previous Laplace transform of f of t. There you have to replace s with s plus or minus, plus for minus, and minus for plus. Okay, so that we will put in a box, and now we'll calculate for the next one. Therefore, e raised to power minus 3t t raised to power 4 is going to be, we have 24 divided by s raised to power 5. Now instead of s, we will write s plus 3 raised to power 5. That's going to be the answer. Okay. So even though it looks like multiplication, it is basically frequency shifting property. Let's look at another problem. Okay, now this is a combination of some other. For example, okay, example, find the Laplace transform of t plus 1 the whole raised to power 2 into e raised to power t. See, now this I can do in different ways. Okay, one of the method is I first find out what is the Laplace transform of t square, and then I do a time shifting and I find out what is the t plus 1 square Laplace transform, and then with that, so this was time shifting, time shift, and now here I will do frequency shift. Why? Because I am going to multiply with e raised to power t. Okay, so this is going to be frequency shift, and this is e raised to power t t plus 1 the whole square. So this is going to be frequency shift. Okay, I can do it in this method, or if I am going to do it, you all know that what is going to be the answer. 2 factorial is going to be 2 divided by s raised to power cube, and when I am going to do time shifting, we know that in time shifting what happens, we multiply it with e raised to power s into 2 divided by s cube. Okay, and then we multiply it with this. There we have to do, I have to multiply with e raised to power t. Then using the frequency shifting principle, basically I will get, instead of s, I will put s minus 1. So it will become e raised to power s minus 1 into 2 divided by s minus 1 cube. This is one way of doing it. Okay, this is one way of doing it, and we can get the answer for this. There is no issue, we can totally find out the answer for this. Another way of doing it is, basically if I consider this as t plus 1 the whole square, I can consider this as t square plus 2t plus 1. Okay, and then t plus 1 the whole square into e raised to power t can be multiplied. So t square e raised to power t plus 2t e raised to power t plus e raised to power t. Okay, I can do any one of this. There is no issue. I can do any one of this. I can either do this method or that method. That it does not matter. It does not matter much. Okay, but what I will do is I will basically use this method. I will use the second method because that is much valid. Okay, so what I will do is I will write this one as, I will write it in an expanded form. I will write this one as t plus 1 square e raised to power t is equal to t square plus 2t plus 1 into e raised to power t. Okay, we know t square Laplace transform is given by 2 divided by s cube. 2t Laplace transform is basically given by 2 for 2, and then t is basically, Laplace transform is 1 factorial, which is 1 divided by s square, and the last one for 1 the Laplace transform is going to be 1 by s. Now you might be asking how 1 by s, 1 has come as to 1 by s. See, we are always considering for t greater than 1. Always, in all the problems we are going to consider this. Sorry, t greater than 0. So it's as good as writing here as u of t. So even if you remember, you might remember when we had written the basic formulas, every time when we had written the basic formulas, we used to always write, I said that you can write u of t here, you can write u of t here, but we are not going to write it because we are going to omit it. So u of t means what? U of t means for all t greater than 0. So whenever you are asked a problem in Laplace, most of the time it will be asked by putting this t greater than 0. Even if it is not written, you can assume it to be t greater than 0, and then you can do the problem. So now 1 is going to be 1 by s. Therefore, using the frequency shifting property, and we know what is the frequency shift property. It is going to be e raised to power plus minus at f of t is capital F of s. For plus it will be minus, and for minus it will be plus a. Okay, so based on that I can write that t square plus 2t plus 1, I know the Laplace transform is going to be 2 by s square. Now if I am going to multiply with e raised to power t, then because it is plus 1 here, the s has to become s minus 1 cube from this one. And the second one, so it is plus 2 divided by s minus 1 square plus 1 divided by s minus 1. Okay, so this one I can expand it even further. If I want to expand it, I can write the denominator as s minus 1, and this will x minus 1 cube, and this will be 2 plus 2 s minus 1 plus s minus 1 the whole square. And then I can even expand that and do it. It does not matter, you can stop it in this step. No need to write this last step. Okay, you can stop it at this step. So this is, and then again we have used frequency shift property. So like that we have covered two properties. So let us write those two properties here. We will write those two properties. So the time shift property, it is written. The fourth property is, frequency shift property. And in frequency shifting property, what we have is, using the another color, f of t multiplied with e raised to power, so I will write it in the back, that's better, e raised to power plus minus at, you will get f of s. For plus it will be minus, and for minus it will be plus. Okay. That's all. So we have covered the fourth property. There are 4 more properties that we will do in the next class. Thank you.